snatch her bag because, you know, I don't know why, but I'm just hoping to enlighten people and, you know, help people understand, you know, what exactly is going on here.
Right.
You know, we're in a fight for our lives, not only for our daughters, but for our boys, you know. It's wrong. I think CPS they took advantage of our situation, and it's bullshit.
Can I ask?
You're damn right, that's how I feel.
And I mean, I can understand that's how I would feel if it was me. Okay. But at the same time, because I had to play.
Let me enlighten you a little bit.
Okay.
Just don't come up missing. I mean, let's just forget about all that stuff. Let's just face the fact. Let's just talk about the facts. The state of Tennessee alone, just Tennessee, gets $1.3 billion a year to keep kids in state custody. When they find out, when they diagnose them with ADHD and all this other stuff, that's more money. And special classes and all this other stuff that they're like, oh, they need help, they need special classes, they need speech classes, which they've done every bit of it. That we didn't come up with this information. This is information that we found that people have already put out there. We're just jumping on a bandwagon. We didn't put all this information out there. And everything that they said is exactly what they're doing with our boys. They've diagnosed all three of our boys with all kinds of freaking bull crap. They got all three of them on medication, so that's more money for them. If they can keep them in the system their entire life and even into juvenile detention centers and eventually prison, then basically they're collecting federal money their entire lifetime, which is wrong. When they should be home with their family and working through these issues with us. We're missing our daughter, man. And, you know, and they're like, oh, well, they've been through so much trauma. They don't need to be talking to you and all this crap. That's bullshit, man.
But didn't you say at the very beginning that you're the one that wanted them away from there because they were safer?
If you have Pamela, all the YouTubers and all these fake search engines and all these so-called psychics and all this stuff at your house every day and stuff, the danger was real at first. Yes, ma'am, it was. It really was. It was bad.
Okay.
These people are relentless and they don't know when to stop. You know, it was a dangerous situation at first. Yes, ma'am, it was. And but I understand things differently now. I didn't understand what was going on. It was like a whirlwind of it was horrible. Yeah, at first, yes, I didn't want my boys here. I was glad that they was able to get out of the situation because it was horrific. It really was. And I didn't know if they was going to come up here and try to take my boys too, or what was going on. I don't know who took Summer, and we still don't. And I was scared for their lives. Yes, ma'am. Damn, I was.
The way that you feel that they kidnapped your boys, and I understand that because I can play a double-edged sword, but why did you not like beat the police's door down per se and say they kidnapped Summer? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Can you tell me why you didn't do that or go to the newspaper?
I tried everything to talk to the police. Thanks to my stepsister's bullshit, their focus was on me for a long time. They turned the entire investigation on me. You know, they threw the whole investigation off because they wanted the focus to be on them and all these crazy allegations and crap. I mean, if you want to go there, we can go down that road too. And I'll talk all about every bit of it, man. You know, man, when I was a kid, you know, and I was thrown into the situation with living with 8 stepbrothers and sisters and all this stuff going on and all kinds of crazy stuff back in the 70s. I mean, we was all fucked up, to be honest with you. I wasn't.
Yeah, and I'd rather just, you know, if we can. I mean, my audience. I mean, they're saying just stay on Summer. Because it's about Summer.
It is about Summer. It ain't about all this other bullshit. It's about Summer, man. We gotta find her. And you know what? I'm so afraid. I'm just so afraid that some meth addict, psycho son of a bitch, seen her and grabbed her and took her off. And who knows what happened? We can only imagine. And I've been imagining all kinds of different scenarios. And it breaks my heart for her because she's such a beautiful little angel that didn't deserve something like this at all.
No, she didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve it. And that brings me to wonder, I mean, do you think that, I mean, you was at work, okay? I mean, and I've heard you say it on different channels and stuff, but Are you sure that it could not have been any type of accident? And I'm not trying to blame Candace or, anybody in the house, but do you think that it could have been any kind of accident that somebody's just scared to,
The police even come out at us with the same scenario over and over again. Well, I promise you, if there was some kind of an accident, number one, Candace would have called an ambulance or at least rushed her to the hospital or something like that very fast. Candace is like most women, man. It's like the Wild West, when they pull a gun out real quick and blow you away.
Mhm.
Women are so fast on that goddamn phone, it ain't fun. Candace is one of those. She'll call out 911 on me, by hell.
yeah, yeah.
You think she wouldn't call 911 to save her daughter's life? For real? Come on.
I mean, I hope so, but people do things when they're scared.
I know so.
You
She
know,
would not do that, and she would not cover up nothing.
could she do it to protect somebody else? I mean, would she do it to protect somebody else?
Seriously, her beautiful little daughter? Come on. No way. No way, Jose. No way.
Okay.
She could do
I have 4 boys, and I just know that sometimes you could be so scared,
well, what? I mean, if something happens and you don't call the police right away, then what? I mean, then you basically, scared of what? I don't get that. I don't understand that question. It's not you. I know it's people that ask that, and that's what they think. And I get that, and I understand, where they're coming from, but there is no way Candace would ever do something like that. She would be the first one to call 911 or ambulance if there was some kind of accident. She would not be trying to hide it.
I mean,
How I can prove that to you, I really don't.
well, you don't have to prove it's not me you have to prove anything.
Michelle don't have to prove crap to the haters out there.
Right.
You all haters out there, you know what? You know what I got to say to you. I'm not going to say it. You already know what I got to say to you.
Yeah, I understand, but
You just imagine. That's what I got to say to you haters out there. You think you know all. You think you young little punks out there that was, your mama paying all your bills and shit and sending you away to college and everything. Think you know it all.
yeah.
You know what I got to say to you, little motherfuckers.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you tell me, like, what do you think it was somebody that had been in and out of your house that,
No way. Man, we didn't have people up here. We didn't play that game. We didn't even want to know these people around this area. My only family was fucking drywall, and they all disowned me. Every damn one of them. Every one of them disowned me. That was the only family that I had in this area because my family's not from here. My family's in Utah,
Yes.
and they all disowned me too. So we basically don't have no family at all.
Yeah. I try to stay on it, and I try to do the right thing. I don't get money on it. I've just recently put my Cash App out, but I don't monetize. I haven't, and
There ain't no money out there. I know that.
yeah, there's
Really, it's more about ego.
yeah,
Just like Benny Keys. Well, I ain't have to talk about him, but it's more about ego with all of us, really. I ain't no better than anybody.
yeah,
It's about ego.
yeah.
We need to be concentrating on Summer and what happened to her. They want to just keep drama going.
She's getting lost in the shuffle. I mean, she's getting, and there's nothing that would I would want more than for her to be found, and I would want her to be found alive.
You ain't the only one. She's was everything to me. My entire world just turned upside down.
And I'm so
scared. I have all kinds of evil thoughts, but I can't go there. I can't. I have to let our Lord God handle it.
yeah, we just want Summer found. Can I ask you? I know you've been. Why did you say that you would see her in the resurrection? I mean, that was just a couple of days in. It was almost like you knew she was.
Okay, let me answer. At that time, I was real heavy in the church, and I was just like, if worse comes to worse, I'll see you in the resurrection. But right now, I'm falling apart. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the resurrection anymore. I don't know if I care anymore. To be honest with you, I'm just so devastated. I just don't know what I'm gonna do anymore.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can't give up. I mean, you can't.
I've completely given up. I'm trying not to. I really am, but I'm just so devastated. And Candace, I'm glad she's got some support and people are supporting her, and that's really helped her health, believe me. Because so many people tore her apart, but her heart's failing because of it. And I understand that, because in 1998, I was in prison, and I was so devastated and so tied up with the loss of everything in my life, especially my kids. I actually had a massive heart attack in 1998, and I get it. Stress can cause you to have a massive heart attack or stroke.
Yes.
That's what's going on with Candace.
Well, did you?
With Candace.
Well, did you still have a gag order in place? Is that? I know I've heard you say somebody's asked me, and I know that you said you're going to speak regardless because you think they kidnapped your boys. But somebody's asking, did you have the gag order in place still? I mean, I know you don't care, but
I don't know. I care. I don't want to disrespect the courts. Don't get me wrong, because that judge can throw my ass in jail, and ain't nothing that we can do about it. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the courts, but I'm just so fed up with bullshit and the lies and the drama and all this crap. I'm just I really am, man. You know.
Yeah. This, I can verify, Don, that they do not do this with heart patients. I kind of feel like there was and I know you're going to get mad with me, and that's fine because I'm here for summer.
Let's get the truth out, man. The truth is what matters. Let's bring it.
Why was Candace, okay, I'm not saying she don't have a heart problem, okay?
Oh, I know she has a heart problem.
Okay, I understand she was born with one. I'm not saying that at all.
That's not the hospital.
Let me get this out. What I want to know, because I get sidetracked sometimes, what I want to know is why were y'all at a children's hospital? A lot of people didn't realize that sign was behind y'all when y'all were standing with the balloons, and I got the picture on. Why were you at a children's?
Okay, let me explain that real quick.
Okay.
The children's hospital is right next door to the hospital that Candace was in. We walked out to put the balloons out at Nicewalker's Children's Hospital, right? And I know this because Josie was in there, my oldest son. He almost died.
I'm sorry.
He went septic after having a gallbladder problem, and we took him to Kingsport 3 times, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. So they flew him to Johnson City. He was almost dead because he went septic. It was that close. And so when he got to Johnson City Hospital, where we was at, which is Nicewalker Children's Hospital, Nicewalker Children's Hospital is right next to the main hospital in Johnson City, right?
Okay.
And they saved his life, actually. They really did. I was there that night when he went into emergency surgery. And it was touch and go for quite a while.
Okay.
But yeah, she's in the hospital right in Johnson City, right next to the Children's Hospital. And when we went over there to let the balloons off, you know, in that video and all, we walked over to the parking lot of the Children's Hospital. That's all that is.
Okay, because I wasn't aware.
To be blunt, that's how it is in prison.
Yeah. But do you know why, Dawn, that they didn't put a gown on her or make her go in a wheelchair? Because usually that's the first thing they do. They don't want to be liable if something happens. If you're having heart issues, is put you in a wheelchair and roll you down.
No idea about that.
You know.
You know, they do all that because every time I go to the hospital, that's what the first thing they do is put one of those stupid gowns on you and cry. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and then they do the you know, they do the EKGs and all that with all the wires and everything. So if she, you know, she had that sweatshirt on and that hat, if she wasn't able to take it off, they're gonna take it off of you kindly. But
I mean, she has a heart monitor on her chest right now.
Yeah.
And she has a phone that they give her that records all that information. Even though they didn't put her in a gown and all that crap, I don't know why they didn't do that. I mean, I have no idea. But
she has a Holter monitor. Then they gave her a Holter monitor to wear at home. Yeah.
It's actually something that sticks to. They got sticky tape or whatever that sticks to her chest.
Yeah.
One of the phones or whatever the hell that records all that information.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they didn't make her get in a gown or whatever. I have no idea about any of that. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I have no idea about any of that. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Well, I know I mean, you know, if she goes next time or whatever, please make sure she does get in a wheelchair because, you know, that can be dangerous too.
I don't want to baby her too much because I try to make her tough as much as possible. I don't want to sit there and baby her.
Yeah.
She's a tough girl. And you know what? She's helped me out on the jobs, and that's one woman right there. She can run angle tools. I know y'all don't know anything about sheetrock, but I'll say this much. That woman can run angle tools. And she can run my nail spotter. And she can do a lot of stuff that a lot of men can't even figure out for nothing. And that woman right there can do it.
That's
so
good.
I don't want to baby her because she's tough.
Yeah. And that's good.
She can do some stuff that a lot of men I've hired can't even figure out for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All my boys, I thought, even my second oldest son, I can't mention him by name because of gag order or whatever, but this is not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that went on the airplane ride that I have on Facebook,
yeah,
he can run my nail box like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know, but he wants like $100 a day.
Yeah, yeah. You know what happened to at one time? I know you kind of blamed Dudley. Do you know what happened to him or where he's at?
I have no idea what happened to him. I try to look at him on Facebook, and from what I can understand, what I've read on Facebook is him and his current wife split up and had some sort of dispute or downfall or whatever, and we don't know. I have no idea.
Do you think he had anything to do with that, or?
He was my number one suspect for a long time because he had so much hate for me.
Yeah.
All I did was try to help him, give him a job, give him 50% of the money. Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I mean, I will never, ever work with that fucker again.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker better stay the fuck away from me for the rest of my life. I will fuck him up. Sorry.
No, that won't.
I did nothing to do him right, and he fucked me.
Why was you looking him up then? Why was you looking him up on Facebook?
Just to see, you know, like anybody would, to see what's going on with him or whatever, you know. But he's another fucktard.
Yeah.
To the maximum extent.
Can I ask you a quote, Don? How do you feel? Do you think that like there's people working together behind the scenes to sabotage this case?
I know why. Exactly.
I don't know why. Do you,
I know.
do
I
you,
know. It's true. It's true.
okay, do you, it's like they don't want Summer to be found.
No,
And I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I don't either. We've been asking this from day one. Why?
Okay, do you think that the police are aware of this and that they actually are know, well, I've turned it in myself to be honest with you, but do you think that they are really looking into this?
Man, I had a TBI agent come to me at the jail when I was in jail and said, man, I'm so sick of watching YouTube and fucking paying attention to all this bullshit.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. So yeah, they're watching everything said, every little bit of information that's on here. I guarantee you they're watching us right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. You think the way I talk or I don't say something correctly or I'm not proper up to you or whatever. Listen, I don't joke like these people. I've turned so much stuff in because Summer's my number one concern. And they say, I'm going to report you or this or that. I said, take my whole freaking thing and turn it. You want Ronnie, whose email do you want? Send it to them. I don't care. Send my whole live stream to them. And that's what I tell them.
I want you to know they took both my phones and they checked everything in it. They checked my wife's phone, everything, they checked everything out about us that they possibly can.
Mhm.
And it all come out clean.
Mhm.
We passed body temperature test, the whole 9 yards. So y'all haters can say whatever the fuck you want, I can give a fuck less. Bunch of fucking retards. And another thing is fuck you.
Mhm. Okay.
You can't love her no more than I have. She was such a special blessing to me. You have no idea what that little girl meant to me.
Yeah.
She was once my mother died, and then she come along, it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I could love an asshole like me, but she loved me. So y'all can think whatever the fuck you want. You know what? But that little girl loved me.
Can I ask you one more question that's been irking me? And this is not about Summer,
Yes,
but I know a lot of people's been trying to find out, and it may sound silly, but I think maybe you're the only person that I can get an answer from. And I've even mailed and got mail back, and it's being nosy actually, but I'm going to ask it. And I bought your mother's book. Can you tell me? And this is being nosy. If you don't want to, it's fine.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
Okay. Okay. So who's getting the royalties off your mom's book? That's a silly question, but can we know?
You know what? As far as the royalties off that book, as far as I know, we haven't got a check off that. We did receive one check off that. It was for like $40.
Yeah.
And then we lost the check somewhere and didn't even try to cash it because it's just bullshit. There ain't no royalties off that book.
But it's supposed to come to you, right, or her kids, right?
Well, I guess, but
Okay.
the publishing company or whatever, they quit sending us anything on that a long time ago. We did have one check in here for a long time.
Yeah.
For like $40 or $20 or something, but we never did even try to cash it.
Well, Don, I would find out about that because honestly, they're still selling that book. I bought one, and I wrote there's 3 addresses in there, and I wrote them to ask them that information, and 2 of the letters I got back. One was from Canada, a return address, so they may be out of business. But if I was y'all, I would try to find out because if they're selling the books, try Amazon too. If they're selling the books, somebody's supposed to be getting that income, and I don't know who's getting it. But again, that's none of my business. I'm just letting you know.
I'm here to ask you questions. I've been doing this for 2 years. Every day, all day long, trying to answer people's questions. And it gets so out of hand and out of whack. People think that we're like these monsters. It's not the way it is at all.
Well, we don't. I try to be respectful until you go shade on me. Yeah.
I'm never gonna deal with all you haters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds good anyway.
I know. All right. So, she would like to know. Do you know how bad that Jody Sue had bashed you or whatever?
I know, and I don't understand that. It's just like Marlena, and all these haters.
Mm-hmm.
I did nothing. Me and Candace. Man, my private investigators went and helped that fucking bitch fucking move from up there.
Mm-hmm.
Took his 4-wheel drive up that fucking driveway and helped that fucking cunt move. Sorry about my language.
You're
I
fine.
can't help it.
You're fine.
At this point, I just can't help it. I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm not sorry.
I understand.
Help that bitch move. Done everything in the world for her. Give her the keys to my Suburban, which I don't give nobody the keys to my fucking Suburban.
Mm-hmm.
The keys to my fucking Suburban. Mm-hmm. And help that bitch fucking move to where that fucking cunt is now. And done everything in the world for her. And she's gonna stab us in the back like that? Really, Joey Sue? Wow.
Now she did say, I heard her say before, she trusted you and felt safer to be in the car with you than she did Andy. It brought some to wonder and question, did y'all ever have a thing going? So I'm just putting that out there and asking for everybody else if they don't want to ask.
I ain't got no thing going, nothing except for my wife. That's it.
Okay. All right.
That's how I was gonna say.
I just something hard said. Don, Candace said it was 2 minutes that she was with Grandis with her knee brace, and Summer was in the house with her brothers. In 2 minutes, what could have happened with 5 people home?
Yeah, that's the question we're asking too, hon. That's exactly what we're asking. Same question. Yeah, exactly.
So you
somebody either come up here. This we know from the police dogs, we have to stick with the police dogs. Once they smelled her clothes and went from the back basement door down the trail, that tells me, and I've been over this all day today with other people. Okay, so I'm gonna share it with you.
Okay.
If Summer was mad and wanted to, let's say for a minute that Summer was mad because the boys didn't want to go downstairs and play with her boys with her. She got mad. She would have went down the driveway.
Right.
She didn't know there was a dog show there. I didn't know that dog show was there either. But when the police come up here with their search dogs, which we had about 4 or 5 sets of police dogs, you know, but the first set of dogs, they went straight down that trail and the sand ended at the end of the road down there.
Mm-hmm.
The cam proved that you could go from that back door to the end of the road in less than a minute. He proved that.
Right.
And so that tells me, according to the police dog, that she was taken down that dog trail and thrown into a car and taken away from him. But I already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew that before any of this stuff happened. I knew it already.
Okay. I just worried, could she have went with 5 people in the house in just a few minutes?
Yeah. Somebody had to. He's been waiting in the weeds. We're talking about June 15th when there was a lot of coverage from the bushes and everything growing, the leaves and everything. Somebody could have been hiding out right there at the end of that trail and just spying on her.
Yeah.
Somebody grabbed her and took her down that trail because that's what the police dogs tell us.
Have they? Usually they clear the parents first. Have they?
Send bitches and trying to clear nobody. But you know what? TBI.
Yes.
That me and Candace both have our lighter different test.
Okay.
Like that's all it is.
Okay.
Like that's all I can go on. And I'm surprised that they did that, but they did.
So I'm kind of I'm upset a lot with Hawkins County. I'm not saying that I'm just saying, why have they not cleared you? It's not that I'm saying you've done anything. I'm saying,
you know why they haven't cleared us?
Why?
Because they're assholes.
That's one thing we can agree on. Well, YouTube involved.
I'm gonna take that back because
you better let me say that and you not say that.
There's a lot of good people in Hawkins County, actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good women that support us in every way, and they know what's going on. They ain't stupid.
Yeah.
You know what? And but for the I have to say that I can't help it.
I understand. Listen, everybody in Hawkins County is not bad. Everybody in law enforcement's not bad.
That's right.
Why they have not cleared a bunch, even in Elizabeth Smart, not getting off on another subject, but they always try to clear the parents first.
I was in Utah when Elizabeth Smart was abducted. I was in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually gave that motherfucker about fucking 75 cents.
Oh, wow.
That motherfucker would go downtown Salt Lake City and dress in like Jesus clothes, and he would go hold his hand out, and I was like, he come walking up to me and held his hand out. I said, well, what is it that you want? And he didn't say a word, no words at all, and he just held his hand out again, like held his hand out. I was like, okay, I guess you want money, so I give him some change, not knowing that this dude is the one that put Elizabeth Smart.
Right.
I was there in Salt Lake City at the time of her abduction.
That was so sad. They said Jody Sue's not a suspect. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with that. I think that's bullshit. I think they're just saying that to blow smoke up everybody's ass. How about that?
Okay. Do you think that it was because Benny called with the attitude he called, maybe?
Well, Benny's always got attitude with everybody. He's a little wigger wannabe.
Okay. All right. So, all right, let's go. Let's see.
Benny Keys, you're not black. You don't even make a good wigger, man. You're white, dude. Get it right.
Okay, so let's see. That was okay. So Marie Kitchen just says she wants you to know that so many people are looking for Summer.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yes.
God bless you.
And
I want my baby home. I would do anything, but in the end, you know what? In the end, she might be dead. They might have killed her. They might have molested her. They might have raped her. They might have killed her. They might have hit her in the head with a fucking hammer for all I fucking know. But you know what? God will make it right one day. That's the only hope that I have. My life's completely destroyed. God completely will make it right one day. That's the only hope that I have. My life's completely destroyed. Not completely. I still have some hope, but you know what? Without my beautiful daughter, man, I can't. I don't know what to do anymore.
just
My beautiful daughter.
I can't imagine. Oh my God. Okay. Sky Purple said, go knock on a few doors, search around.
I almost got shot doing that, really. Man, you think I'm afraid to go kick in motherfucker's door? You think I'm afraid of jail or any fucking thing else? You got me fucked up.
Did you, so you went and knocked literally on people's doors?
Yeah, I almost got arrested. I almost got shot. like he's fucking trying to fucking steal some little girl. Shit, fucking what am I supposed to do, man? Fucking is, man.
Oh Lord.
When I was driving around one night, okay, it was one day. Sorry, it was daytime. I went all the way to the top of Bays Mountain, and I went driving by, and there was a little 5-year-old girl standing on the corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking to myself, wow, this little girl's out here on the corner of the road watching me as I drove by. Okay, so I went on down, I'm on top of Base Mountain. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I might be able to remember in a minute. But so I went and drove down to the end. I went to these guys' house I know, and first thing he said is, "What the fuck are you looking on my property for, man? Go look down there at these motherfuckers' property. Why are you here talking to me?" And shit. I had a gun in my pocket at the time, and so I was like, okay, whatever, you want to be a hard ass with me, shit. And so I drove out to the middle of nowhere where there was nothing left, and I turned around and come back. And as I was driving out, that little girl was still standing on the corner of the street. So I was like, oh, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. So I pulled in the driveway and I asked the little girl, I said, "Are your parents home?" And she said, "Well, Grandpa, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, okay. So I went up and I knocked on the door. And all I heard was like, whatever, like that, whatever. Just a bunch of garbling noise or whatever. So I opened the door and I said, "Do you know your little girl is out here on the fucking corner of the fucking road out here by herself?" And I couldn't understand what he said or whatever, It was like, fuck, I was so mad. And so I shut the door and I went and I walked to my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And I told the little girl, I said, I just waved at her and I said, whatever. I can't remember what I said to her. And I drove off. And then after that, they fucking attacked me and said that I was trying to take that little girl.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you want to speak on this or not, but what do you think about Brandon Lawson and what was going on?
That's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And I learned a lot about him in jail from inmates.
Yeah.
That boy was in the drug trade. He was slinging dope.
Yeah.
He was having lots of fun. And apparently using drugs against women, sexual crimes against women, and pretty much got away with the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
And I'm not wanting you to, because you're right up there in it. And I'm not trying to take the focus off of y'all or anybody up there that could have been. But I did have, I have questions about that as well. And it was hidden for so long while they were looking for Summer.
They tried to hide this position. Originally, that boy had 15 charges of sexual assault against women or young girls.
Yeah.
He had 15 charges in his church with the young girls. And plus doing meth, running the meth trade. He probably even knows Fred Hill down the road here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could be responsible for taking my daughter. You damn right he could be.
Yeah. Okay. So, also too, let's see. Have you checked into child trafficking places? They're asking.
Well, the only child trafficking places that I know about, that I personally know about, is like Los Angeles, California, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I personally know about that by accident.
Okay. What do you mean by accident? How do you know about that by accident?
Back in my cocaine days, when I was younger and I was out there doing all that dumb shit, I ran into some shit like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand it at that time. But now looking back, in my mind, I'm like, wow, I'm a million miles away from that now, but now I get it and I understand what was happening. But, I didn't get it then when I was younger.
Right.
But now looking back, it's like, okay, I can put the pieces together, the puzzle pieces together, and it's like these kids were taken away or run away, and they got them hooked on drugs and put out on the street, boys and girls. We're talking about Stockton, California now. This is a whole different world that none of y'all are familiar with.
Right.
This is a drug area to the max.
Right. Okay. Let's see. So they are wanting to know. So does Candace have to have a pacemaker? Is that what she has to have?
She has to have the battery change in her pacemaker, but she also needs heart surgery, which is very risky. It could be life or death. Once they do the surgery, it's probably like 50-50 chances she will survive.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
It is what it is,
Okay. Well, hopefully they can just change the battery and she won't have to have the heart surgery,
She has to have the heart surgery.
Did they tell her like mine was in my main Widowmaker? Like, did they tell her what she had? Like, where is her heart? Where does she have to have her?
All right. She's going to be pissed off at me, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because she's always pissed off at me anyway. So
Right.
But, okay, so the main artery that goes to her heart, instead of going straight to her heart, goes under her heart and then up into her heart. So every time her heart beats, the main artery closes off every time her heart beats.
Okay.
So they have to unhook that main artery to. I didn't say that.
No, I'm just gonna let you talk. I didn't.
I'm just fed up with these motherfuckers, man. They ain't got nothing better to do in their fucking life but fucking destroy motherfuckers. I'm so fucking sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to all you good people, man. I'm really sorry. I can't help it. I'm just so upset. They fucking destroyed my wife. They destroyed the whole case. If you ask me.
Well, I feel like this whole thing is just a mess. I mean, everything about this case is. I've never seen anything like this.
Me either, and a lot of people say that exactly the same words. Nobody's ever seen anything like this in their entire life, and I sure as hell haven't.
I wasn't expecting this, and
I apologize to all you good people, you know, man, about my language and all, man. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I promise you. But there's nothing I can do because I don't know who you had to.
yeah.
All I know is these dickheads down the road here that fucking want to fucking act like assholes like Fred Hill. I'm gonna get hold of that motherfucker real soon. You can tell him I said so. Whoever's fucking listening and want to start drama, just go ahead and tell him.
I've never talked to Fred.
I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna talk to him, but he ain't gonna like it.
Why do you think? Why are you so? I mean, I don't know. Only thing that I know about Fred is what Ziggy come up there and did an interview. Why are you so against Fred? What happened? I mean, can you tell us that?
Because he wants to be a retard and talk circles and shit and be a method motherfucker. And you know, he needs to come clean. He needs to be real.
What?
We're not gonna be my daughter, number one, and he wants to play retarded games. I don't think so.
What games do you feel like Fred Hill's playing? What do you think?
Really? You ain't heard the retarded bullshit that he talks, and he sent Ziggy on this wild goose chase about some phones and shit.
Oh no, I did hear that. Yes, yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this to Ziggy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say this to Ziggy. Don't bring your daughter up here to a meth head's fucking house and shit. You're gonna have the fucking welfare up your ass, Ziggy. Don't be fucking stupid. You wanna fucking you wanna meet me and meet us at fucking Wendy's again and have some chili with your beautiful daughter? I've met your daughter. Your daughter is awesome, man. She's a beautiful little girl, you know? Don't fucking take your little girl to a meth head's fucking house. Don't do that. You're gonna have the welfare up your ass, and I'm gonna be up your ass. I promise you. Quit being stupid.
Okay. Hair Curlers and Crime said Fred said Andy B was on Ben Hill at 3:30 that day. Ask him.
You know, I wonder if Andy B ain't got something to do with all this bullshit. To be honest with you, he's a dumb fucking country hick motherfucker. That's the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. It's Don Buchanan.
I know they said Andy B. I'm sorry, Andy B. Did I say Don B? I'm sorry, I said Andy.
No, I might have took it wrong. I'm sorry.
All right, Fred, let me read this question again. Fred said Andy B, like I says, Andy Bernard was on Ben Hill at 3:30 that day.
No, he was not. And I can clarify that because I already talked to the police about him.
Okay, so
the police know exactly where Andy B was all that day. They check the cameras at his job. They check all cell phone records and everything else. Andy B is clean. Okay.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.